Welcome to Campaigns and Planes. We are back here with Monster of the Week Season 2, Out of Time. And our intrepid adventurers are running out of time as all their enemies have convened again, and a greater threat has presented itself. And the only thing preventing the end of the world right now is a band of 6 wannabe heroes.
Times 2.
Are we one? Who wants to be here? We just want to survive.
Yeah, I don't want to be here. I just want to survive long enough to, go home.
Before we
just
jump
for one
into
day.
tonight's episode, make sure that you like and subscribe on your favorite podcasting platform or YouTube, and make sure to follow us on all the social medias as are listed down below.
Just pretend that's an X instead of a bird. That's
unless it's changed back by now. Whatever.
yeah.
It's an uncertain time, both in this reality and the one we're diving into now. So previously on Monster of the Week, we saw our heroes, bumbling fuck-offs that just want to survive. We saw them learn the secrets of traveling through time through the intervention of an older Dawn, gifting younger Dawn a spellbook. And they were able to retrieve all their companions who had been shunted across multiple times and multiple realities, possibly, to be reunited back to the time where they had left off. And they went back to Istanbul to confront their younger selves and the younger enemies in an attempt to hopefully prevent all this from occurring. And as they tried to reason with everyone, the enemies began showing up just as they did before, and fighting broke out just as before. But this time, they were able to capture and contain Adam and the younger version of Jason. And in doing so, prevent the worst things they could do. But then, as the fighting began to accelerate amongst the other groups, the sky ripped open, and the giant face of Ishara, the one from the past, had opened up a portal in time and space, ready to consume these powerful beings. And as she did so, Kronos opens a portal through time himself and jumps through it in an effort to try and escape. And so now you are all here in the square in Istanbul, in front of the Blue Mosque. The sky is ripped asunder with a electric blue face staring down at you. And a hand starts to reach through, grabbing at angels and demons alike, disintegrating them out of existence as their very essence is being absorbed into Ishara. There is another portal in time in the middle of the square, ready and waiting. What are you all doing?
What is the portal that Kronos went through look like?
It looks like a blue tear and just hanging in the fabric of reality.
Well, I'm going to choose door number B. So, bye. This is fucked, you guys. Let's restart.
What? How do we beat the big lady? The big blue lady?
No. We're going through this portal.
But what about us?
They're fucked too.
But if we lose our past selves, do we lose our present selves?
All right. Weird sisters and friends. Everybody through this portal. We'll figure the fuck everything else out later.
You're like ushering people.
Yes, everybody this way. Come on.
I guess we're piling into Kronos's hole.
When I ask Olivia, since she's still next to me, shouldn't we take care of this problem, you think?
Which one are you gesturing?
I'm pointing at Adam, who I'm still standing right next to.
The big blue lady disintegrating people.
Hey, we should probably take him with us.
Take him with.
I don't know if we want to take him necessarily with us, but I mean, do you want to just finish the job while we're here? I mean, he's
Listen, from personal experience, I'm gonna say that killing him's not a good thing.
Well, you absorbed him. That's the difference.
Still killed him.
He's
Still killed him.
One spark. We don't even know if he can die.
Reaches down and you see Asmodeus gripped in her humongous hand, and you see a black fume be squeezed out of him as she inhales his very existence, and a limp vessel is left behind, which flops to the stone pavement.
I fly over to Adam and I look at him in his little entrapment and I say, hey, you want to die like that or do you want to come with us?
Roll and manipulate someone.
Ooh.
I'm giving everybody
Is
10
that
seconds.
cool?
And then I'm windstorming everybody through this hole.
Can I help him by
charm.
like just waving the angel blade and being like, I'm ready to finish the job?
Sure. Go ahead and you roll help out and
Okay.
manipulate person's trauma.
Wait till he rolls.
Let's make 9.
9.
So yeah, so +1.
+1, but you expose yourself to danger.
All right. You said it's a +1?
Yes.
So it is a 7.
A 7. So they'll do it, but only if you do something for them right now that shows you mean it. So he looks at you and says, he says, well, looking at her, maybe she make a better ally to kill God.
She is a god? Hey, I'm going to make this real quick because she's kind of bearing down on us, but that is the result of Kronos having his power absorbed and then also absorbing you. So if she absorbs you again, just on a whim, that's going to be it. Doesn't matter what kind of vengeance that you're after. Plus, I know that you're after Kronos, and he went that way.
And Adam, looking very confused, looks up at the giant blue lady and says, fuck it, fine. Let me out of here.
I guess I will undo my magic trap. So he's not trapped anymore.
Okay. Hey, Gray,
Yeah.
I need you to act under pressure as the Shar reach down for you.
Oh.
$11.
11. So, as you're talking with Adam, trying to convince him to come with you guys, you turn your back to what is happening for a second and instantly regret it. But you see the giant hand sweeping towards you all, and you dodge forward, knocking down both Jason and Adam, and knocking back into Olivia as the hand neatly misses you all, seemingly in slow motion. You are all safe for now.
All right, everybody, grab your doppelganger and come through this portal.
I'll fly over to
Don't
other
they say you're not
Jason.
supposed to see your past self? You're not supposed to-
It's fine. Timelines are. I grabbed
Depends
Danica's.
on which rule set.
Yeah.
I grabbed Danica's hand waffle style and start dragging her towards the portal.
Waffle style?
Yeah, waffle style.
Old arrows.
Not current.
You're gonna have to go get you out of the car, man.
Oh, yeah.
That's like crisscross applesauce.
Just use your car man to rip open other car man.
Perfect. I don't think that he made another car, man.
Did I?
I don't think so.
I thought you had, but you did it better this time.
No, I'm pretty sure he was going to, but we didn't get there that far yet.
Oh, timey-wimey.
Either way, everybody grab your twin and let's get the hell out of this timeline. And I start ushering everybody through the portal. I'll do the bomb thing where I count heads as they go through.
And I'll use magic to make us faster.
It's fitting that it's Friday the 13th and there are 13 of us. Well, no, there are 14 of us because my doppelganger brother's coming too.
That is 10.
And yeah, so you are all imbued with this magical speed as you feel yourselves quickening pace, almost like there's a wind blowing behind you. So you're all heading through the portal.
Yeah.
So you jump through one after the other, carrying behind protesting doppelgangers and a very confused Arrows and a confused Marcus, and you hurl through
I forgot about arrows.
this
15.
portal in time, and you all fall, and like it's more that you don't expect it, but you fall from a ceiling and you land with a hard, dull thump on the ground. And you look around and you realize it's the bunker, but you're not sure at what time or era this is. In fact, this bunker looks old, like 1910s old. There's no computers. There are a bunch of books.
No more
There is a old bicycle propped up on the side, and you see sitting in a old wooden chair is Kronos, and next to him is a man with a curly beard and curly hair, dressed all in like this bright white clothing.
Is it the Kentucky Fried Chicken guy?
No, he got eaten by a Shara.
No, the real Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Oh, you mean Colonel Sanders?
Yeah.
Does he
Well,
look like Colonel Sanders?
No, he does not.
Is
No,
his
he
hair
looks
made of
like-
marble?
What's that?
Is the chair made of marble?
No, it's
It's a
not.
community thing. Never mind.
Ivory, I think.
Oh, ivory. Yeah, it was ivory.
No, he looks very average. Almost like a very plain-looking man got plucked off the street and put in very dazzling attire. And Kronos looks at you all and says, I am glad you could all make it. I had to make a stop for a guest here. I hope you don't mind. And the man standing there says, so I'm told you've made a mess of my world.
Is that God?
God look like a Lannister.
I actually prefer it if you call me Chuck.
Ah, yes.
Is that like short for Charles? Chuck's he does not seem like the name that God would have. Charles doesn't seem right either, but I'd go with Charles.
I guess if it makes you more comfortable, it's fine. But I really do prefer Chuck. It's just my preference, how I go. I'm very confused at everything that has happened. One moment I'm tending to my children in the garden, and the next moment, a creature I banished reappears to me and tells me that there is a rogue angel that is destroying my world. And so this is very strange for me, being omnipotent. Not very used to this sort of conundrum, to be frank.
That was Chuck, not Frank.
So Chuck, what exactly is your question?
Yeah, because all you're stating is facts right now.
Well, how did this happen?
Yes.
And
I mean, you're standing next to the reason why this is happening.
Well, it's really not his fault. If we go back far enough, it's actually the primals are there. It's kind of their fault. It's actually just a little bit our fault too. Just a
Like-
little.
kind of shove Adam forward. It's really this guy's fault.
Yeah, actually, I'm pretty sure this guy's like your kid or some shit, and I'm pretty sure it's his fault. So actually, you should be a better dad.
Actually, it's your fault.
Yeah.
And Chuck goes, Adam? What are you doing here? This is thousands of years in the future. How is this possible? And Adam, through gritted teeth, tells him, you left your spark. I'm more celestial than I am a man. And I am cursed with just living and watching my children die. And being cursed to this shithole of a world you left behind. You left us all.
I have a number for a great family therapist. They are in the 80s, though.
And Kronos pipes up and says, well, we are a little bit before the 80s. I wanted to make sure that you would be left undisturbed for some time so that we can plan our next steps. Now, I was beginning to inform Chuck here that based on everything that I can currently see through time, you all are somehow linked to both the success and or failure of this mission. And so you will have to find a way to fix this yourselves, but I am prepared to break my own rules and bring you some help. Chuck is just beginning. And as he says that, you see these portals begin to open all around the room, and you see 4 figures step out of one portal, and they look very divine, and they're encased in white light. The one who's in the lead says, "Where are we? What is this place? Why were we taken from our home?" And you see on his arm there is a black mark, but other than that, the rest of his skin is unblemished, and he seems to glow in the light. And the others behind him that almost look like they could be brothers, they also shine in this divine light. You see there's another portal that opens, and there is a familiar looking angel that steps through, and she looks around and looks over at Olivia and over at Jason, and she says, "What is this foul magic? And who are all of you?" And she looks back at you, Olivia, and says, "You have an angel's aura." And you recognize this as the angel Ruduriel.
Eris's mom.
Yes. Well, yes. Eris's mom, for lack of a better term. But Ruduriel seems to not know who you are. Almost like you haven't met yet. Another portal, you see the demon Crowley and Lotus in Henrietta's body step through. You see also Asmodeus and 3 other figures step through. And the Kronos says, "I figured if you're to stand any chance against newly born God, you will need the help of many a celestial to, at the very least, keep her at bay."
I'm sorry, half of the people here were trying to kill us 5 minutes ago.
Yes, but I have plucked them from different points in time, and many of them may not even know their true purpose in life yet, as is the case of the Princes of Hell. And Asmodeus kind of is looking over his form, like not sure what to make of it, and he looks almost lost, as does the other 3 along with him. And all their eyes shine this sickly yellow color. Kronos says, "Now we are all together. We must plan. We must, in my opinion, lure Ishara out into a place where she will maybe let down her guard and be willing to battle it out What have you all got? Or arsenal?
Well, Jason's. You both know Ashara the best, so you might know of a place we could lure her to.
The Jason from the latest timeline's not saying anything and is staring straight at Chuck. But the past Jason will probably speak up and say, I mean, she was the weakest, I guess, when she came to me in my hometown, if we can get to that point in time. But I don't know if that would affect...
I think we need to deal with the God Ashara.
Yes, I think it's a little, ironically, too late to try the going to an earlier point.
Yeah, we tried that with you, and that did not work.
Yes. So,
Jason, why are you looking so mad, buddy? You okay?
He's not saying anything. He's just
so really,
deathlocked on
I
Chuck.
think what would be more useful is, since you've had the time, what sort of motivations or personality traits that we could exploit?
She just... I mean, she was always... We always killed monsters and took their energy. I mean, I didn't really have too much conversation with her. Besides, she rested a lot of the times.
Well,
Was there any things that she wasn't able to like suck up or eat?
Any kind of energy, monsters. I mean, I took energy from you
yeah.
one time, so I'm guessing humans she can take as well.
Gods seem to also work.
Angels.
Well,
Is it the power?
I really don't understand how angels work, so...
What if we could give her, like, a virus of some sort? Like, give her either too much power or give her a power that is, like, negatively affects her in some way. Like, a curse or something.
oh, I kind of like that idea, but we'd have to curse something or somebody. Seems like she sucks power from things that are organic. So
Right.
we would have to.
I mean-
somebody would have to be a sacrifice that we cursed for her to devour.
I mean, Adam wants to die, right?
That's true, Adam. You do want to die. Just feel bad.
What sort of curse do you have in mind that might help you?
I don't know, but what I do know is there are now 6 weird sisters here, and we can come up with something nasty. And
Yeah.
honorary weird sister Cipher
Ancestor with a C.
with a C.
A C.
So that means that there are 8 of us. We can come up with something real nasty.
Also, I think this is a hallucination again because this shit ain't real. I was starting to believe it with the monsters, but now I don't.
You know, I can understand how you come to that conclusion.
But now there's 2 of you, so you've got a brother, kind of. It's you. It's just you. It's just both of you. They're just both of you. Genetically, you're the same. Just a few hours and a few mental breakdowns different.
I think I'm handling this well. I just don't believe it.
Cool. Anyway, with 7 of us, we could, or eight of us, we could come up with a really nasty bug. I think. Don't you think?
Oh, I can make
I
those. I can make
Don't
viruses.
doubt that.
We would have to again curse somebody as a sacrifice for this to work. Maybe they wouldn't have to die. Maybe, like, if she gets a little bit of it, it can go in and wreck her whole system. And
I'll, like, gesture over to Chuck. Is that something viable? Can we do that?
And Chuck will say, pretty sure I have no idea.
You don't know how gods work? You're literally a god.
Well, I've never gotten sick, if that's what you're implying.
Okay.
Uh,
So you're saying we can't make her sick?
Well, I'm not saying that.
Now,
It's not making her sick. It's corrupting her energy.
Isn't
malfunctioning.
I guess
I mean, I've dealt with, full disclosure, some beings of pretty immense power before, and while you can usually kill anything, beings of extreme power, self, and other celestials usually take a great deal of energy or magic to destroy. I've personally locked up beings of great power, which seems to have been the best option most of the time. Kronos can speak to this. Sorry about that, by the way. But him and the other Titans, I locked up, and they were great for several millennia. So that's an option.
So we can trap her somewhere with a bunch of bells or something.
Well, the hole that
Well, and then Adam says, "Oh, with these," and he opens up his duffel bag full of the items that he had taken to set a trap. Oh God.
Oh. Okay, so Adam is gonna help us, but not sacrifice himself. He's just gonna help us trap her.
he
I
did.
prefer
Wait,
not to die. Yes, endless life is kind of a curse, but also, I'm like the smartest guy on earth. I know everything in history as it happened. I've lived it.
that sounds really pretentious. Just so you know.
Yeah, it does.
Well, I am the firstborn.
You're not making a better case for yourself, dude.
But you technically weren't born, you were made.
Whatever.
Yeah, you kind of have to pop out of a vagina to be born,
Or C-section.
or some kind of slit.
Do we title these? But some kind of slit would be a big one. Or can I get a that says some kind of slit?
Some kind of slit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And that's how
We
we
go to
end
the 80s and create a punk band called Some Kind of Slit.
Oh my god.
Fiend.
Anyway,
Perfect.
okay, so we have the tools we need. We just need to know what spell to use to trap her.
And how to get her to get into the trap long enough for it to work.
Well, I mean, as long as she interacts with it in any way, right? She becomes trapped. Is that correct? She's a giant being. I don't know if we can actually fit her inside of it. She gets into human form.
an animal say, I have all the stuff, and I have a spell. I've not practiced it, obviously. And so he pulls out a little spiral notebook, and it has these strange runes and such scribbled inside of it. And he said I haven't had a chance to actually translate all this. Before now I had time. So
Wait.
this is kind of an irrelevant question at this point, Adam, but what were you going to do with Kronos once you trapped him?
well, pretty much the same thing that Shara's doing right now. Rewriting time the way I see it.
So,
Can I try and use magic to be able to read this? I can communicate with something that I don't share a language with. Can I try and basically
Sure.
comprehend languages or something?
Sure.
So-
That is 10.
All right. So you begin flipping through this book, and the symbols begin realigning themselves and seeming to make sense. And you can now like pick apart the pieces of this ritual. You do discover though that it does take a few hours to set up the trap circle. You have to lay out the different components at the different corners of the circle, and there is a good deal of chanting a preparatory spell to basically charge the circle to make the trap. Once the trap is set, then all it is a matter of just speaking the command word, and the trap will snap shut once the being you want in there is in the center.
Okay, so she has to be entirely in the trap, or does she just have to interact with it?
She has to be inside the circle.
Entirely inside. Okay. Well,
You gotta make her
we'll translate all of that into English.
Sure.
So we have it and start making copies. Because we're gonna need everybody to be able to help with this.
Yeah, because we're gonna need to make a really big ass circle.
Unless we can get her to be small for some reason. Maybe like if we bring everybody underground or something.
Weren't the Titans super massive? How did trapping those work?
I don't know, ask Kronos.
Kronos is regular sized currently. So it seems like she has the free will to make herself regular sized. But I like the underground idea.
And Chuck will actually speak up and say, yeah, so beings of immense power do have the ability to change sizes. That's a matter of persuading them to or tricking them to. Underground's a great idea. I am for all that.
Maybe like a bunker.
So maybe we should take Kronos and put him in like an underground labyrinth of some sort. I don't know where. Or maybe like a catacomb, like in the Egypt. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm with Cipher on this one. I think right here is a great place.
In this nebulous realm of time and space.
I don't know if she
In-
can
in
find
the-
her
in
way
the
in
bunker?
here because the bunker's in like a different reality. So I don't know if she can.
Yeah,
She can
and
find
it's
us here.
got a lockup.
Yeah, but I don't know if she can find us here.
Kronos got him.
Exactly.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Cronus, do you think she could figure out how to get in the bunker?
And Kronos will say, well, I'm sure if you were to lead her here through the entrance, she would follow. Especially if she knew that there were some tasty treats inside.
Well, I'm assuming she's going to quite like the smorgasbord that's available to her.
Okay, so here's what. Okay, so here's
Here?
the plan. Does this old timey bunker have the do not disturb lockup downstairs?
Yes, it does.
Let's put the trap in there. Because then,
Oh.
once we trap her, we can just lock her in there, and she can just live and she can be in the do not disturb hidey hole forever.
What if
Should put
she's
her
the
in
Chihuahua?
plug. Oh, that's
What if she is
Whatever.
the
Pomeranian.
Chihuahua?
Yeah.
or whatever it was. I like.
But what if the Pomeranian
Breed of
just
dog.
What if she was Gene Simmons?
No, that's right. No, it's
Oh, shit.
That's Gene Simmons. It's Swen to the
No,
Old
it
Days.
was
Richard.
Oh, Richard Simmons.
Richard Simmons.
Yeah.
Or all of communism.
He.
Yeah.
She's communism.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I think we do it in there because then we can just lock her up in there. We can make a circle somewhere. We can hang a do not disturb sign on her after we're done. I don't know.
And
Yeah,
no one
it's-
will ever touch that.
I mean, everybody who's ever been at the bunker knows not to touch stuff in there.
Well,
The only time that that's ever not worked is when we let Krampus out. And I'd like to think that that wasn't entirely our fault.
that was a multitude of
Like John
issues.
just looks at Jason.
Never touched anything in that door.
So maybe we should start with
But
the
yeah,
ritual.
we should
Takes
make
time.
we should make it first and then lure her in so that we have time to do it. So let's go do that right now. Us is from the different timeline. We'll probably need your help. This is a lot of magic.
Well, those of us that don't really have magic,
Lead them to the gun room.
okay.
We
Also,
don't have any weapons that are gonna hurt a god. I mean, the guns aren't gonna do shit.
also
I-
true.
Looking over at Chuck, like,
Maybe the
So-
weapon room has some angel
Well-
damaging weapons in there.
There's also, while they won't possibly do significant damage, obviously, I think we're at the point of understanding why we're not going to kill her. Even
Well-
so, guns are really good at making people angry when they're shot at.
Or while we're doing this magic to get everything set up, you guys can start formulating a plan on how we're going to get her to this timeline, too.
That was kind of the point. Well, I think getting her timeline is easy. It's more of we do need to come up with a plan of
How to lure her down there and all that stuff, too.
luring the whole process of luring.
Right, well, you non-magic folk figured that plan out. I mean, there's 2 grays. So that's like a whole brain now.
Good thing there's 6 of you.
So Chuck will reach out his hand towards your weapon and say, I might be able to help here. And he gently touches your pistol and he says, there. Now it is a flaming pistol.
Bless your God.
why would making it flaming do anything?
No, it's like an angel blade. It's a flaming sword, but it's in gun form.
Oh. So can you just do that to all of our weapons?
Yes, I would also like a blessing.
We just all
Yeah.
start taking.
Sure. And so
And this sword.
go around.
And this sword.
Yeah.
And this one, too. And these daggers. This rocket launcher.
And,
Like whoever hold this weapon.
Yeah.
and you overwhelm God. And he's like, yeah, sure. He starts touching and blessing all of your weapons.
Anyone got like a water bottle? I like some holy water.
Okay, and taps your water bottle.
Oh yeah.
Proceeds to drink it.
That's what I was gonna do.
Sounds about right.
It's totally washed.
Ooh.
You could see if you could turn that bicycle in the corner into another one of your children.
They got. Is this really a bicycle?
So he blesses all of your weapons. Yeah. So what other preparations are you making then?
We'll just do some big magic down in that room
Mm-hmm.
to,
Okay.
to finish the ritual.
All right, then I guess go ahead and roll some use magic, all of you. And I guess roll it
I
twice.
was gonna say should we roll a fight.
While everybody goes down to that area, future Jason is going to go up to Chuck and just like stare death daggers at him and whisper
Oh.
to him.
Damn.
It's only a matter of time before she catches up with you.
And Chuck looks at you and says, who are you talking about?
You know who.
And he kind of looks at you with a serious look. And then he kind of half grins and says, okay, yeah, sure. And kind of unknowingly, he just kind of watches you as he steps away and inspects kind of the layout of the bunker, preparing for the upcoming battle.
Okay. Well, past Jason doesn't have a Shara anymore, so he can't help you with magic. But future Jason can.
Fast Jason can help Gray and his big brain, and Gray and his other big brain come up with plans.
Okay. Go ahead and what did Olivia's roll?
Well, okay.
And then what did Danica's roll?
12 and 6, and I'm gonna use a luck to make that a 12.
Okay. Mark experience.
Yeah,
Do we get a whole other round of luck because it's another person?
I just used my own luck.
Now that's a very interesting question.
Right.
I will say you mark it off as usual because if past you uses it or future uses
It's the
it,
same.
it's
It's still used.
Eric's the corner because he his use
I don't think I have any luck left.
Dawn's. What are your rolls?
12 and 15. Yeah, I rolled 2
I'm
sixes.
pretty sure we're all advanced in
Yeah.
magic too.
Yeah.
And Jason.
Our eyes glowing white, and our
Very appropriate since today we're recording on Friday the 13th that I would roll a 13. So
Nice. Okay.
Cipher.
Is Cipher helping?
Beth?
No.
Cipher?
Oh, okay.
He's just making out with himself.
You know, Cipher, this bunker
Good for
is
them.
like
Right?
magic tech, so you might be able to.
There ain't no computers here.
I don't know. Maybe there's some old timey stuff.
Put some wives together, make a
Type-
computer.
Typewriter, yeah. Make your own computer.
Yeah.
Do I feel any technology?
Yeah, you are a computer plug in.
Just grab like an abacus. Like,
You
does
don't
this?
have your laptop.
just cyberpunk this. Pull out your jack and jack in his bump.
God.
You don't. There's no like at this era of the bunker. There is no technology other than like mechanical like calculators and typewriters and things of that sort. You do feel something though from upstairs.
Past Jason will give you his cell phone.
You have a laptop.
I don't know what to do with it, but I do have some stuff now. Feels so lifeless in this bunker. There's no spark.
Be this work.
So
Or something upstairs.
Would you guys believe that Richard Simmons is here too?
He's dressed all in red and is just talking about socialism. Sweating to socialism.
Mm-hmm.
Starting to.
okay.
Just
All-
yeah,
So,
just become one.
Cipher, are you doing anything with your laptop or the cell phone?
No. I don't think so.
No. Okay. Good. So
You could hack. You could hack it into our magic, so that we could remote detonate the trap with the cell phone. Just type in the catchphrase or the password.
You have to T9 text it. I choose you, Ashara.
It's swordfish. It's always swordfish.
You think it'd be Chuck?
It's not just like gotcha or something, but
We got to make it something that like other generations will never figure out.
I was making a joke about new math, but
Mhm.
Affordable housing.
Just put it in calligraphy. Or not, cursive.
Cursive. Oh,
Cursive.
yeah.
Directions in cursive. Sorry, I sound like Bleemers on Facebook now.
Mhm, right.
Anyway,
So, all the magic users gather and begin casting this spell, and you lay down the different elements that Adam had retrieved in secret, and now will be benefiting you all. In theory, you have the Jade Paw from your first adventure with Cipher and Jason.
That's
You
mine.
have a little braid of hair, giant hope diamond, necklace of Bearmore, the hag that had attacked you all when you went back to Dawn's hometown. There's this large conch shell and a clay teapot made in the shape of a crane. And you set these in 6 parts of this circle that you draw in this room, which, by the way, when you get down to this room, it's just a storeroom and an empty one at that. There is nothing actually set here, and so you are setting the first trap in the bunker. And you set down these items, and there are these ley lines you draw, and each 2 items connect these ley lines together, and you lay all 6 of them, and there is like this spoke wheel type of formation on the ground now. You begin carving in the different symbols, some in Hebrew, some in Sumerian, all these old languages of the world, and you then begin chanting, and you are chanting for hours on end. And you finally reach the end of this very lengthy spell, exhausted, and your throat's parched from all this. And there, all of a sudden, in this fairly dark room, red glow as all the lines light up all at once and then dim again. Trap is set. You have more than succeeded in your big magic attack. Yeah. Now all that left is to lure your enemy.
did we set up in the spot where the Pomeranian is later?
Yes, you did.
Watch, we accidentally trap a fucking dog, not the.
No, I think the Pomeranian might be her.
Ghostbusters.
Does Biddy exist?
Like-
Does Biddy exist in this bunker?
You haven't seen Biddy yet.
Because she might just be like the real living Biddy at this point
No.
in time. In the 1900s?
Fucking buck.
1910?
Okay.
Yeah.
She might be old.
I don't remember when.
I don't remember when she created the bunker.
She came over during the Homestead Act, so whatever that was, 1890?
I don't know, Tom Cruise, you tell me.
You said Homestead Act, and I was like, you think I got good history and education in the South? I don't think so. So she might just be alive. I'm gonna go looking for
1860.
a glass of water and maybe Biddy.
1862. Okay.
So yeah, you go get a glass of water, and you have to pour it yourself, which is weird. Never had to pour your own water or get your own food in the bunker, but water works. You drink and start exploring, and you see all your old rooms, but they have no Um, no indication that they belong to you yet. This is all before your time. Yeah.
So I'm assuming after we finish the ritual, we're all pretty exhausted. Has the other group figured out how we're going to lure Ashara to the bunker?
We should open the door and just let her in.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Well-
yep.
She's gonna come for Adam and Kronos, so we got to get them downstairs on the other side of the trap. I think.
Yeah, you know what? It's so
Like that's the first step.
plan really simple. A couple of us, we go outside, put a giant sign that says Adam and Kronos this way,
Rummage sale.
and then just plant a bunch of signs throughout to like lead her through. That's all it is.
Oh wait, she's an angel, right?
Yeah.
The angel's got those head radios, right?
Yes, we do.
And you can all hear it.
Sometimes.
So somebody sent her a message and say, "Hey, if we give you Kronos and Adam, will you drop us back in our regular timeline, and we'll just be fucking done."
We give you them for Bruce.
We give you them for a truce. Put us back where we're supposed to be in the '80s, and leave us the fuck alone. And we'll leave you the fuck alone, and we'd all be happy.
And meet us where we currently are
And here's our location.
for the transfer. Yeah.
I mean, that seems easy, like, right?
Is that something that we can? Well, I mean, we can ask.
So is the trap like set up in like a way that we can definitely lure her into it without her looking and being like, hey, those are the things that clearly seem to resemble trap here. I'm not going there.
Oh.
Should I put a tarp over it?
You can definitely tell there's something scrolled on the floor in this room. I mean, you could definitely try and cover it up to make it seem less suspicious, but yeah.
We could use some illusionary magic to make it appear like there's nothing there at all.
Can you use this rug?
That rug would work.
I don't think this table really needs it. We're not going to be here for, 70-ish years.
Yeah, and the furnishings looked. I haven't seen Biddy though. Have you guys seen Biddy?
No. But I imagine maybe she just hasn't, taken over,
I'm pretty sure she's
Duties?
the one.
or maybe she's...
I'm pretty sure that she's the she is the creator, or like her with the help of the
I don't know.
Fae guy.
Maybe she served as, a hunter for a while before that, or maybe she's currently over there.
That's fair. I just don't want her to show up and be like, "Who are these fucking people in my?"
Well, then we'll
bunker?"
just explain it. It'll be fine.
Well, she doesn't come when we summon her, so maybe she's asleep or something.
I guess I don't know at all what time of day it is, or I barely know when it is.
Biddy.
No, I think she what year is it? She might just be a living human.
Yeah.
You do see a clock up on the wall. It's just a normal analog clock, and it says it is currently 6:52.
Can anyone read that?
They didn't have digital clocks that frequently in the 80s. Calm down.
I know. I'm just saying, kids now can't read analog clocks.
I don't see them very often anymore, so sometimes I even have to be like,
Yeah, right? It's hard to count. You're like, where is that hour hand?
11:30,
10:30.
yeah.
2 o'clock in the afternoon. Oh.
So it was 6 something at night, right?
Yeah.
You don't know if it's morning or night. It just says 6:52.
Ugh. Why can't these things have AM or PM on them?
I said he would throw the rug over the trap. The rug will get trapped with her, but it's fine.
Unless we pull the rug out from underneath her.
Wow.
Wait, can we trap the rug to as soon as she steps on it, it like yanks itself out from underneath her and just trips her like a.
Would you turn it to a magic carpet, make it sentient, and then
Oh no.
That seems like a bad idea.
Okay, listen, I have made many a things sentient by accident, kind of on purpose.
Seems dangerous. Didn't you try that once?
Actually become my children like your things do.
Oh.
They have their own mind and own desires and personalities, and usually the only thought that they have is murder. And it is murder anyone in the vicinity. I do not want to get beaten to death by a rug today.
Or mother.
Or single.
Mother.
Where are we, Barovia?
Murdered.
Right? Oh, brings me back.
So I'm just gonna throw the rug over the trap.
That's what
Why is there a rug just randomly in the middle of his basement floor?
Yep.
We'll
In the
put some
middle of an
microphones
empty room in the
space.
basement, there's a rug.
I'm gonna pile some boxes around
That's
it.
not suspicious at all.
You know, I might flip one side over where it doesn't show the writing, and then like pile some boxes around it just to make it look like the rug was part of storage.
Sure. You know what? I don't even know what this is. Act under pressure.
Manipulate someone?
Manipulate somebody?
Act under pressure. You're trying to disguise this area so that a god is not suspicious of your activities.
Oh, highly suspicious.
Okay, well, I have this thing. Let's see. Okay. So, when I roll act under pressure, I can use sharp instead of cool because I've read about this sort of thing. So clearly, I've read about how to
Okay.
fool a god.
You've read a lot of Nancy Drew
Fooling a god for dummies.
and Party Boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know all about setting elaborate, not suspicious traps.
I got an 8.
Okay. Okay. That is a worst outcome, hard choice, or price to pay. Cool. We'll come back to that. So,
Cool. So then, for this trap to work, saying that we're going to give her Cronus and Adam, we should make it look like we've somehow trapped them in this room, maybe?
Can we pretend that we use the items to trap them to give to her? Like, fake it?
Yeah.
Like, oh, we trapped them in their own trap, and now, oh no!
That's not a bad idea.
That's a really good
Yeah.
idea.
So make it look like we trapped them down there, and then to lure her there, and then they know the secret. Maybe we can make sure that they know the secret code word just in case too. Yeah. That sounds like I don't know. It sounds like something. Listen, if it doesn't work, we switch to violence. Because that's the only thing that we will have left after that.
Sounds good to me.
and you hear a voice behind you say, "Sounds good to me." As you see this angel pull out his angel blade, and see his companion say, "Hold your blade, brother. We are not at that point yet." And the one who drew his blade says, "You're no fun, Lucifer."
Lucifer the angel?
Yes. You know any other Lucifers?
No? I look at the devil. I just look. I like make really awkward eye contact with all the princes of hell.
To they also make very awkward eye contact with the angel Lucifer, and everyone's very awkward now.
So for this to work, and for her to think that it's some kind of elaborate, like we trapped them and come get them, I need all the angels, all the demons, the angel Lucifer, everybody, God, I need you all to hide.
We're playing hide and seek now in the bunker.
Do you think she'll be able to sense their power nearby?
Fuck, I didn't think about that.
And the angels will say, "Well, we can corner her and push her to your trap." And God says, "Well, obviously, I would make great bait. So long as I can step out of that trap last minute, that'd be peachy."
Okay, all the people with divine sparks, go be bait. All the angels, demons, and yep. Hi.
Trap specifically for her, or is it for anything that is
It's
left?
I think anything that's
Anything that steps foot inside the trap will be trapped. Once you,
This is a really
they
flimsy
final
idea for
orders.
risking God.
It's okay.
So, big trap God? Just throwing it out there for funsies.
I don't think that would have a very good outcome. What if you trap them all by accident? They can fight out for a few millennia.
They're literally relying on a rug to save the world.
It's a very nice rug.
Listen, I did a
Very-
good job.
Very important rug.
That's a great job.
If only we were sponsored by one of those rug companies. It could have just been like, it's
Ruggable.
Yeah,
insert
it's a
brand.
ruggable rug. And after the battle, we can wash it. Because it's fully washable. Make it a ruggable ad. It's fine. Anyway, this is the elaborate, very bad plan that we have. Anybody have any questions?
No, except for I guess let's get ready to rumble.
Okay.
Let's get ready to ruggable.
Okay.
So,
Is there any other setup we should do?
I don't know. Chuck, what do you think? Anything we've missed that you think might be important?
well, you have a god trap, and you have a bunch of celestial beings for bait, and or to fight her and push her into the trap to help you guys. Honestly, I'm at a loss here. Did not see this one coming. And Kronos says, "I know, right?"
You would be surprised at how often we've heard that. Maybe you wouldn't be.
In case
Yeah,
you were
well,
wondering, there's a lot.
It is. It is significantly more than you'd think.
More than it really should be. Well, I guess if the two of you seem to think that's all is well, then let's give it a shot.
Listen,
What's the worst that could happen?
if we all die, then that kind of resolves the problem of us having to deal with this problem, right? So,
Then it won't be our problem
no
anymore.
problem anymore.
What if we don't die? What if she just makes everything nothing? Stops everything.
I don't think we'd notice that either.
No, what if we're existing in nothing?
Oh, it'd be quiet, you know?
Well, there's kind of a win there, yeah.
You'll be there, Danica. I don't think it'll be too quiet.
Actually, we'll be there.
Oh, God.
She's in stereo.
Yes,
And it echoes
this whole time Danica's been talking, it's just been both of them.
at the same time.
They have become tandem.
Mhm. Oh, that's creepy.
It's twin energy.
Mm-hmm.
The future dawn seems to be a pretty good, I don't know, at least indication that something works out.
Which one? One of these ones or the older one?
The one that
Has Dawn seen herself a couple times?
Don doesn't want to talk about it.
the one that
Triggered.
explained, I guess, that there's a
The one that taught us how to time travel by showing us something that we wrote in the future on where we learned how to
Yeah.
time travel.
you know,
That
a
one,
book that you haven't written yet
but that we
in
will write
itself.
eventually.
is a really great indication that this works out somehow.
Maybe we should write that right now so that's in the bunker for later.
Or maybe just like 3 out of the 6 weird sisters here survive in any capacity.
Maybe.
I mean, we can teleport through time. You guys can't.
Yeah.
We have unlocked
And
that
that's what we just go,
specific
"Bye."
skill
Just leave
set.
you.
Oh, this is fucked. We're out of
Yeah.
here. Bye, bitches.
I'll go see
Don't
the
worry.
dinosaurs.
Make your wife fake her death just at the right amount of time for you again. Because I guess that's our fault too.
Wait, how do we activate this? Is it a phrase?
Yeah, what's the catchphrase we set up?
It was just part of the ritual. Did it actually have like a, or is this something I came up with?
You know what? I will allow you to create the lock phrase. Lock this trap.
Gotta make it like a
Ah.
really good safe word that fits in a flowing sentence, you know?
Like, goodbye, Ashari. What were the suggestions? I don't know.
Hasta la vista.
Pineapple.
Baby.
Yeah.
You know
Oh,
what?
you know,
I really love pineapple. Why would that come up in any conversation?
you know what? That movie that Jason had me watch with the Hasta la Vista baby at the end, that would be kind of fun. Although somebody might say that just casually.
Just in the 80s.
We're not in the 80s.
But we're all of us here are currently from.
We could be a big problem later on.
Yeah.
What about
So long, sucker.
I was just thinking something really obscure, like pineapple Swiss cheese. Just a string of words.
Okay.
So as soon as you say it,
Roasted, sweet pineapple.
done immediately. There's not like now we gotta wind up and then it.
I assume
Yeah.
that it
Instead
just
of air
works
traffic,
immediately.
just locks.
Yeah.
Yeah, just locks.
Set it and forget it.
I feel like
Clap
I opened
on.
a can of worms here.
Yeah, you really did.
Okay.
I
I
think
hope-
she's gonna be like hasta la vista, baby. I like that.
But in Latin,
Oh yeah, yeah.
so that somebody doesn't accidentally say it in English nearby.
Spanish.
Yeah.
I mean, it's already in Spanish.
It's Hasta la vista.
Yeah, yeah.
It's probably Spanish.
Well, the baby, yeah, Spanglish.
Or in like German or something. Like a different language that wouldn't be said if somebody was quoting
Russian,
the movie.
because it's all about.
We'll keep it in Latin.
Ooh.
Yeah, questions.
Sweating to the 80s.
Yeah.
Wait, I got it. Paige, that's a good idea. You've got
What's it?
questions, we've got answers from Radio Shack.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
In Latin.
Radio Shack.
It's just
What if it's just Radio Shack?
We'll definitely say that.
In Latin.
In Latin.
yeah.
Oh, now I'm going to Google that. I don't know if they have the word radio in Latin.
Probably not.
Well, I think radio
This probably is Latin. It's based on right
Right?
derives from it.
because it's like waves and stuff, right?
What's that?
I'm trying to figure out what Radio Shack would be.
I don't know. Okay, so
Oh, look at enough.
It's just Radio Shack.
It's just Radio Shack.
we got questions, we got answers. Radio Shack in Latin.
In Latin. Yes.
Just that full
That
phrase.
full phrase.
Someone has to say.
That full phrase in Latin. We're gonna practice it before we set the trap. so that we can all do it at any given time.
So anyone who is up in the lobby, there are several doppelgangers and also creatures of various degrees of good and bad hanging around the lobby, formulating what their plan is when this godhead shows up. When all of a sudden the door of the bunker opens up, and through it, leaning on a cane, you see an elderly biddy hobble through as she's saying, "Well, I'm glad you decided to follow me back here. I'm getting way too old for this sort of thing, and what the hell is going on here?"
Biddy?
"Yes, my name is Biddy, and who the hell are you?"
You're gonna meet me in like 70,
70.
75 years. My name's Danica. You'll meet my mom before that. Anyway, listen.
"I'm meeting you right now."
Well, yeah. We're from the future.
"Oh,
And we're gonna trap a god in your basement. But not
I
the
really need to stop drinking."
but not the
a dream.
but not the capital G god.
He's right there.
Because he's right there.
Yeah, he's over there.
And
Who was she talking? I want to know who she was talking to. That also.
so you see a gentleman in like a suit with a fedora hat come through. And there's also a lady in kind of a plain dress follow her as well. The man seems to be rather dapper, young-looking fellow, and the lady is young, has kind of this brunette hair, little curly, and you can't help but notice features on this lady that really remind you of someone.
Of who?
You look at her closely, and you could almost swear that this looks like Susie, but I can't be Susie. Something, it's not quite right, but yeah, this is this woman looks like maybe she's an older or a younger version of Susie, or now that if this is back in the 1910s, that wouldn't line up.
Now, Danica, that might be your great grandmammy. Don't make out with her because that just really messes with
I
time.
don't think she'd be my great grandmammy. She might be just be my grandmammy. I mean, it's 1910. Mama would have been born. Let's see, I would have been born in the 60s. So Mama would have been born in like the 40s or
Well,
30s.
whatever happened, don't make out with her because if Marty McFly taught me anything, it's that it could end
But
poorly.
who's Marty McFly? We didn't watch that movie.
And the man says, "What is all this talk about making out with my fiance?"
Oh.
Well, now
your
y'all
daddy,
just
Daddy.
went and put yourselves in a.
Granddaddy at the same time.
What's your name? What's your name?
Who's your name? Who's your name? Who's my daddy?
Henry Barton.
Barton?
Barton.
And what's
Who are
her?
you?
What?
Her name is Elizabeth Nix.
Cool. So my name's Danica Nix, but not really. It's Danica Westington. But also, my mama is Susie Barton.
And time disintegrates.
Comma.
No,
Comma also, I'm from the future and I think you might be my granddaddy.
and Henry Barton looks at you, then looks at Biddy and says, I'm not sure if this is the company we mean to keep. We're interested in your plight, but maybe this isn't for us. And him and Elizabeth start turning towards the door, and Biddy's like, no, please stay. I can't carry this on much longer.
Oh, listen, actually, you guys have to do whatever you were going to do beforehand for the timeline to work. So, you're stuck now.
Why don't you make a manipulate hunter roll?
Okay. Eight.
8.
They mark experience if they do what you ask.
And Elizabeth kind of pulls on Henry's sleeve and says, Henry, she's obviously a confused child. She needs mental help. I heard they have some really nice, asylums now that deal with these sorts of things. Should just hang around and maybe we can find her a good doctor.
You're absolutely correct. You should stick around and just to see how disturbed she is. I mean, firsthand.
Oh, you know what? How about this?
I have a baby picture of Mama.
No, look. We don't need
She
any
means
of
her
this.
doll.
Like a family
How
picture.
about-
I can just show the. I mean, it might mess the brains. I do have a family picture.
Let's
In the book.
maybe
In
just
this book.
table this for after. Why don't y'all just go to the rooms and just
Yeah. What
relax?
I really, really recommend is you guys go like upstairs.
I'm trying to get him to fuck.
Just all three of y'all.
Hey,
And then
Biddy,
just-
why don't
just-
you show him the bigger room upstairs?
Like lock the door and do not come back out again. For like
Telling Biddy what to do in her own place.
for like give it like maybe an hour. And hopefully by then we'll all be gone.
Okay. I'm going to need one more manipulate roll from Biddy.
Okay.
I will help out.
Okay.
Help. Cool. That is an 11.
Okay.
It is another
So you get a +1
8.
with my +1.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So it's an 8.
It is an 8.
Okay. So Biddy looks you dead in the eyes. Then she looks at the other Danica dead in the eyes.
Okay, there's two of
Because
us
you
here.
both spoke in tandem. And she, seeing this strange situation and being in the line of work she's in, she says, "Well, okay. This may move up my plans a little bit. We'll do as you ask." "Oh, Mr. Barton, and Mrs. Nix, Miss Nix," and she shuffles off to the stairs, and you are left alone. Well, not alone. You're with like a cadre of celestial beings and
We should, like,
yourselves.
really make sure that those people upstairs don't die. Just for my personal well-being. Because I will just never have existed at that point. No. No worries. So who's gonna 1-800 call the God Angel?
Future Jason says, I'll call her.
You don't have angel radio anymore.
I don't need it.
Okay. Everybody get into your places.
Okay. So you all begin to places. And the angels and the demons, they all take positions hidden in doorways and corridors, waiting to use their force to try and shove this god down the hallway if needed, and assist you in what ways they can. Jason, step outside, ready to call into the ether. And then, as you're all preparing, you see that the lights in the bunker seem to start to fade on their own. And there is now these electrical lights, which are still quite new at this time, begin flickering on, but it seems to be flickering on in such a way that it's leading a path down to the basement. All the other corridors go dark. And then flickering to life, almost like a out-of-tune television, you see a younger form of Biddy. And she appears next to the weird sister and says, well, dears, I believe you. This is a weird situation, and I wasn't ready to step into my permanent home, but moved it up because I can see in your eyes that this is important. So, whatever you need of me, I will do my best to provide it.
Thank you, Biddy. We owe you a lot in the future and now.
That's for damn sure. So,
Cool.
So, Jason, you step outside the bunker. How do you call Ishara?
So I start to channel that dark magic, and I yell up to the sky and say, come and find me. We have unfinished business.
And for a second, the air on the prairie is still. Looking out around you, there's very few indicators of having been settled. The white colonists and settlers yet. It's very open prairie out here. You see a herd of bison off in the distance. Trees dotting the landscape as it reaches up into the Black Hills. Just very long grasses flowing as far as the eye can see. And then feel the wind begin to pick up. And the skies begin to cloud over. The arcs of lightning flash, and you realize that it's not so much that it's windy right now, but this wind has a pattern to it. It's the beating of wings. And you feel as this gale, this hurricane descends upon the bunker. And the lightning begins to pick up speed, and you see it begin to coalesce into this gigantic form. And the bison off in the distance begin to just tear off in terror and fear, and trees begin to break and lay flat as this humongous force descends upon the prairie. And this humongous form looks down at you, and you see the electric blue face of Ishara, and see that this figure steps forward off in the distance, and as it starts to get closer, you see it start to shrink and form until it's no more than 50 feet from you. It's now almost the same size as you, but still commanding, still grandiose. And she approaches and she says, well, 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 isn't my little pet? And what do you think you'll do?
I think you and I have some unfinished business. I won't let you pass. Those others in the bunker, they think that by offering up Chuck and Kronos to you that they can spare themselves, but I know that that's not going to appease you.
You'd be surprised what can
Happy, yes, but you're still a duplicitous snake.
make you say. And with that, her form changes into this giant serpent. And she flicks her tail as these fangs made of electricity open up and dash at you. And that we'll pick up next time. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We will catch you next time to see what happens and to see if our hunters can spring this cleverly laid trap. Until then, goodbye.
Bye.
Hi.